Oh, Bayou Billy, you're such a character. Oh, hey there, I didn't see you click in. You know, all of May, we're looking back at the Phantom Menace for the 20th anniversary. Today, let's look at something a little bit different. The bootlegs from the Phantom Menace. Welcome back to the Joker Room, everybody. It's me, the Junkman, coming back at you right there to talk this week of the Phantom Menace because it's the 20th anniversary. In fact, I'm recording this on May 18th, and tomorrow is the official 20th anniversary. I remember 20 years ago, on this date 20 years ago, going to the theaters about 7 o'clock so I could be there at midnight, 12:01 a.m., May 19th, to see the Phantom Menace. And it was a huge success. People were lining up for tickets just to get in, almost a year before the film's released. And then, once they got the ticket, they got back in another line to make sure they got a good seat. Everyone was hyped for the Phantom Menace, and the merchandise was flying off the shelf. And when you got something this hyped up and making money, you know one of the first things that's going to happen, someone's going to try to rip it off and cash in on the success. And according to Mr. Baxter of Wholesale Clearance in the UK, that's exactly what happened. Carl Baxter ordered a whole bunch of Star Wars merchandise that he thought was official. But when it showed up, he quickly saw that these action figures wasn't official by Hasbro. In fact, they were very cheap looking knockoffs. Really cheap looking bootlegs at that, from the Phantom Menace. But not only did he get a box of bootleg action figures, he got a box of bootleg action figures wackier than most of the world's ever seen. At least for the name of the figures. Now, let's take a look at the bootleg action figures to the Phantom Menace. And first up, with a yellow lightsaber, we have Mace Windu. That's right, Mace Windu. Oh, Mace Windu could clean any window in Coruscant. For a bootleg figure, it really doesn't look all that bad. The bootleggers didn't even care to remove the Comtech chip reader, which these figures don't come with. Up next, with a cheap yellow plastic staff and Donald Duck legs, we have the Upright Slug, who you can tell is Boss Nass. Next up, we have a 2-pack, the Pod Race Droid. Although they failed to put the S off, making it Pod Race Droids, but at least they kinda got it right here. And the action figure with the reddest boots in the line has to be Conehead. Now we all know this isn't Conehead from the Saturday Night Live skit. As you can see here, it's just a Jedi with a cone head. And believe it or not, for Jar Jar Binks, they got it right. Can you believe that? Here is Jar Jar Binks. They got the name right, spelled and everything. I'm shocked. With the C-3PO bootleg, I guess they couldn't decide if it was R2-D2 they were bootlegging or C-3PO, so they just called him R2-3PO. One thing confusing back in 1999, was it Queen Amidala or was it Padme? Were they two different people? Well, it seems the bootleggers couldn't decide either, so they just called her Queen. And here we might have the stronger supporter of the Senate, Gloria Star-Lord. I don't even know how they came up with that one. You need a pilot to fly those Naboo starfighters, so we have the Naboo pilot, who we know is named Reese or something like that. I can't remember. And we have a figure based on the slave owner Watto, but here they just called him What. We couldn't build an army with stormtroopers, but here's was the next best thing in 1999, the attack robot. Maybe they didn't know the name Queen Amidala, but they knew the name Padme, and here's another one that they got right. But here's one they really got wrong. It's little Anakin Skywalker, but according to them, it's just a little girl. Little girl? Did they even see the movie? And they came up with one of the best names there is, Fly-Gone Jinn. I kind of wish that was his name in the movie. I think it would probably make the movie at least 10% better. But here he is with a red lightsaber. Now you're not going to take over the galaxy if you don't have an emperor, and here is Darth Sidious, or the Emperor Draft Sidious. I guess he's really serious about taking over the galaxy. There can only be one, and here's the only one, Toby 1. I don't know if there is a Toby 2, but here he is, Toby 1, as we all know him as Obi-Wan Kenobi. And we saved the best for last. Here it is, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Apparently, they thought a better name for Darth Maul was just calling him Dennis. I've seen a lot of Star Wars movies and I've never seen anyone in Star Wars named Dennis. Maybe one of the bootleggers were named Dennis. He just wanted to put his name in Star Wars history. Let's see how they look loose. As you can see here, they do look cheaply made, and Qui-Gon Jinn has a bad receding hairline. Although they do look cheap for a bootleg action figure line, they don't look as bad as some I've seen. The best thing about these are the hilarious names they give each figure. While researching this story, all the pictures I found link back to this one guy who got them in a shipment and never sold them. Never seen any come up on eBay, and I never seen any anywhere else. Although they do look like bootlegs, there are some things to question. Most bootlegs come from a foreign market and have different languages written on them instead of English. Now, I'm not saying Mr. Baxter and his company made fake bootlegs. That'd be something, wouldn't it? Bootleg and a bootleg. But I thought it was important to say that during my research, I really couldn't find many of these, and you would think for a bootleg toy line, there would be others out there, unless it was a very, very, very small run. The only bootleg that I could come up with, a lot more than just one source, was a bootleg of Darth Maul from Central America. Let's take a look at that. And here's the bootleg Darth Maul on a card that's almost like the Hasbro release. On the back of the card, it shows bootlegs of Jar Jar Binks, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, and Qui-Gon Jinn, although I couldn't find any pictures of those. Well, until the next video, please support this channel by going to Patreon. The link's in the description below, or up there, I pointed there twice, sorry, or go to thatjunkman.com and head over to thatjunkman.com, buy some cool t-shirts, and always subscribe to the channel, ring that bell so you know when a new video comes up, and comment below. Let me know what you think about these bootleg action figures. Thank you for watching. We'll be back very soon.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.